All right, I started doing this a little bit before I started recording, but basically I got a Minn Kota Ultrex here. I'm going to be replacing basically the internals of the motor itself. Not only am I going to be replacing the armature, the brand new armature, but I'm going to be replacing the brushes and the brush assembly there. All right, so first you got to take the, I used the 8mm to remove these long screws. They come out. There are little O-rings that will get replaced on there. You've got to pry these apart, or not really pry, they should just come apart. And then the easiest thing to do is to pull the old armature straight out. It's held with magnets. And as you can see, why we're replacing the old one, this one got some water in it. A brand new one, new bearing, old bearing. And while I'm in here, I figured I would replace along with all the all the gaskets, I'm going to replace the brushes as well while I'm in here, just to make everything new. So next step is going to be to remove, I'm trying to do this with one hand, it looks like. It's going to be to remove this bushing, this are going to be these screws here. I'm going to pause it and come back to you. All right, now that I've got the two screws out, that should just come out. Set this casing off to the side, because we are going to have to replace a couple seals in there. And we're going to want to make note of which direction these were installed, because otherwise what will happen is if you put them backwards, the motor will run backwards. So I'm just going to install the new one real quick. All right, we're going to take the old seals out. I'm just going to try to hit them from the back side here to knock them free. I feel like they're moving. There's one. And there's a cardboard seal in here, which is kind of different, but yep, they use, and they did give me another one of those cardboard pieces. I guess that's what keeps these two seals apart. See, some water got down between them, so they've got a double seal. And then do put a little grease in there. They did not give me. It appears came with the original. I don't know if I'm supposed to put a little grease in there, so we'll figure this out as we go. I said that brass bushing. There's a brass bearing in here of some sort, a bushing. Just take your time. Try to catch the lip of it, push it down, because they're pressed in there pretty good. And I've got a way, I figured out a way that I'm gonna get them back in once I get them out. And that's gonna be with a 13/16 socket that I found that feels like it fits good. So I'm able to pry up on it with a pick tool. Don't want to do that. That hurt. Dig the pick tool right in your own hand. There we go. Now it's moving. Again, you want to take your time. Don't need to rush or damage anything that you're not going to be able to fix. It's an expensive motor. I probably got, I don't know, on this motor probably a few hundred hours. So it's definitely time for a rebuild. It really hadn't leaked a whole lot. I had taken it apart a couple times. There we go, got it out. So the old one's out, old seal, it's got the new seal. Be right back. I'm just going to get a rag and clean all this up, clean all the little debris out of here, and then put the new stuff in. All right, I'm back. I got a little bit, clean this up nice and clean before we reinstall the new seals here. I did find a little bit of marine grease. I'm going to stick between the bushings. Like I said, I have a 13/16 socket that fits right over top of this seal that I'm going to be able to put down in there nice and even. So it doesn't get a little dirt on the socket. It's okay, it doesn't hurt nothing. But that way this thing goes down in there nice and even. Doesn't get all destroyed. Back. Grab it 11/16. That'll go down in there just around the edge, I think. There we go. That's taken care of there. So it bottoms out there, which is almost there. I think we're there. We're there. All right, we're going to put just a little bit of grease in there. Put the new cardboard in there. Then gotta find the other one. There it is. The other one. Get it lined up. There we go. It's in there nice and good. All right. Now, we do need to replace this seal, so we need to find the seal that matches it, which I believe it's that one right there. So we're going to replace that seal with this one. Let's clean that up some. Make sure we get a good seal. And again, I'm going to put a little bit of marine grease on the seal itself to try to take up any, to make sure that we have a good seal. right, so that's done. All right, I'll be right. We're gonna move on to the next part, putting the brushes back in, okay? I ran into a minor problem. This was broke, the ground, and I don't want to run it, even if it's just cracked, because my luck, it would come undone in the middle of a tournament. So we're gonna put a new end on it and be done with it. That way, I don't have to worry about it down the road. It's not something I'm going to have to think about. I also don't like that there, so I'm going to probably, here in a second, get some tape and tape that all up. It's just brittle looking. All right, now we're just going to get the brushes back in. So I've got to get this little ground strap here. I've got to put that on. Can't forget to put that back there. The screws lined up. This is kind of a pain, but let's get everything lined up and start on my hand. These are machine screws, so don't want to mess with them. That's why I start with my hand. And it does. The kit comes with new machine screws. Go in there with it. I know it's hard to see what I'm doing on this side, but essentially I'm just screwing these two screws back in to the housing itself. Just gotta take your time, don't damage anything. Again, stuff's way too expensive to rush or try to, make sure you have plenty of time to get this done. You're doing this right before you go out on the water. Tight, brushes are good. All right, on to the next step. Okay, next we're gonna move on to the armature itself. Make sure I get all these there's some old O-rings that go back here. I'll show you here. There's some O-rings that go down in here. Just want to get all those out, or not O-rings, but washers. Get all that out, and then I'm gonna clean all this up real quick. And then we'll install the armature itself, okay? Sorry for my terrible camera work, but clean any dirt out of there that we can so it doesn't contaminate that new bearing. And it does come with all the new washers and everything inside the kit, so we're not using the old stuff. We're gonna find all the ones to replace. And there those go in there. I've had this apart a couple times, so I know some of the stuff that goes in there and where it goes. It does come with a clip inside the kit, but the armature comes with a clip as well, so you don't need the extra clip, and it comes with an extra bearing as well. The bearing comes already pre-installed, so there's no need to put that on either. So what I do is I slip the armature on from the back side. The magnet will pull it through. As I do that, I'm going to slip this one to where the brushes are. Let's get the bushing. I got the armature back in, slid in. I'm going to slide that up, but I got to put there's a couple washers here we got to put on. There's a metal washer and then a nylon washer that goes on. And I just need to slide that armature out just enough, stick this back in. Slide that through the hole without doing any damage to the seals. And then the trick is to get these bushings, or the brushes, I keep calling them bushings, the brushes out of the way and slide the armature down at the same time. So I use my fingers to get it to the armature. And once it's to the armature, I can actually use this screw that holds the whole thing, this bolt that holds the whole thing together to get it started. And you'll hear it click as it gets past little points. You kind of do have to do one side at a time. And then eventually, once you get it to the right spot, past the right spot, it'll actually go on as it is. Slide it in into place. Okay. Let's take this old O-ring off. I'm gonna need that. We're not gonna need this one because the kit came with extra new O-rings. So we're gonna just put those screws to the side for a second. Now I put remember how you took everything off so that way you can get everything back on where it's supposed to. I made a couple little marks here on my trolling motor so I could get the screws to line up, because they're these long screws and they have to go all the way through the trolling motor, and it's hard to hit those spots. So I've got my new O-rings right here, little tiny O-rings. I just go over the bolt, these long bolts. Damage them, because it's just another spot where water can get inside the trolling motor. Feed these through. Let's see if I can get you a little better angle. It's a little hard to see, but sorry about that. A little hard to see, but what I'm doing here, but you're going through all the way to the back cap, okay? Once you get it to the back cap, get this lined up. Push it all together. All right, now that once you get the screws lined up, you're just gonna wanna hand tighten those up for now. You don't wanna get them too tight. Just wanna adjust everything, make sure everything's good and straight. You just look at it and make sure that it looks straight enough. And start to cinch it down. Doesn't have to be super tight. It's tight enough to close everything up. And that's pretty much it. go get a new blade for it. Stick that on next. Everything feels good. Stick the cap back on. I do cinch that down a little bit. Don't want that walking off. Feels good. Let's test her out. Let's test her out, see if we did okay. She's moving. Sounds just like it did when it was brand new. So that's it. It's pretty easy. Like I said, if I can do it, you can do it. Didn't take but a few hand tools and maybe about half hour or so. Until next time, I'll try to do more videos like this to show you how to do things. I pretty much work on my entire boat myself, so I'll do a better job at doing some videos like this, all right? Until next time, see you.